Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I am the crochet designer slash business strategist here behind A Crafty Concept. On this channel I provide free crochet patterns and crochet business tips to help crocheters take their love for crochet and turn it into a full-time or part-time income. Each one of my crochet patterns are designed with finished piece sellers in mind. They are designed to be made with yarn that is affordable, easy stitches, projects that work up fairly quickly, and projects that I believe will sell well at markets and in online shops. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a patriotic wall hanger. Before we jump into the tutorial, I would like to give a very special shout out to this video's coffee sponsor. Today's coffee sponsor is Sue, and she says, "Thank you for your videos. I have learned so much from you." My pleasure, Sue. Thank you so much for being a coffee sponsor. I'm thrilled that you love my channel and find value in my videos. Your donation meant the world to me, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you would like to be a coffee sponsor, you can go to acraftyconcept.com/coffee, leave a donation, and you will get a shout out in one of my upcoming videos. Ashley, what is a patriotic wall hanger? I am so glad you asked. This, my friend, is a patriotic wall hanger. It is made to look like the American flag with the speckled up here to resemble the stars, and then the red and white stripes down here below. This thing is so cute and perfect for the summer as a wall hanger or room decor or behind a coffee maker, anything like that. This pattern was actually originally for the watermelon. So you can make one of these following the exact same pattern to look more like a watermelon instead of an American flag, just by changing the color. So I will pop up a picture so you can see what the watermelon version looks like. For this video, we're gonna be making the red, white, and blue version since 4th of July is right around the corner. But keep in mind, if you wanna make the watermelon, just switch up the colors, easy peasy. Let's hop on over to my table and see what you need to make one of these guys. You will need a size H crochet hook. This one is Clover or More brand. This is my favorite hook brand to work with. I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. You will need a tapestry needle to help you sew in your tails. Come on, there it is, a tapestry needle. You will need a pair of scissors. Optional but super helpful is a pom-pom maker. This one is also Clover brand, and all the materials used are linked below. This is going to help you get some nice squishy pom-poms. And last, you're going to need a metal ring. This is a 10-inch metal ring from Hobby Lobby. You can get it in the macrame section over by the leather crafts. So that's where you get this. I also have the PDF printed out of the pattern. It says watermelon wall hanger because it's the exact same pattern, just different colors. You can find the watermelon version linked below as well. We are going to start with our blue yarn. So we're going to grab our blue and our hook, and that's all we need for now. We are going to start by making a magic circle. Chain 1 to secure. And then we're going to put 10 single crochets into the center of our magic circle. So just put your hook right into the center of the circle, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. That is a single crochet. We're going to do that 10 times. You may have already noticed that I yarn under instead of the traditional yarn over. That's how I taught myself. It shouldn't affect this pattern too much. If you see that your tension is different than mine, you're welcome to change hook sizes. If I say yarn over, that's just because that's the lingo, but I am yarning under. That's my jam. 10, perfect. Now we are going to close up our magic circle. Look how loosey-goosey this yarn is. This must have been frogged from a different project. Now we are going to pull this tail, our starting tail, and close up our magic circle. Just like so. Join into the top of our first single crochet and chain 1. There we go. Now we are going to increase in each stitch around, going from 10 stitches to 20. So a single crochet increase just means 2 single crochets in the same spot. We are starting right in the stitch where we joined. The join does not count as a single crochet. 2 single crochets in the same spot. Do that all the way around for 20 stitches. Okay, and the last stitch for 20. Okay, now we're going to join into the top of our first single crochet, chain 1, and now this part's very important. We're going to turn our work. Turn your work before every bobble row. Row 3 is our first bobble row. We're also going to be doing some color changes in this row, so go ahead and grab your white yarn and have it ready. We're going to bobble in the first stitch, so in the same spot where we just joined, that's okay. So the very first stitch next to where we just joined is where we're going to place our bobble stitch. To do a bobble stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. We're going to do that for a total of 4 times. Yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. 3. And 4. Now you've got 5 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And that completes our bobble stitch. Now we're going to go directly into the single crochet in the next space right here. I like to pull my yarn nice and taut so to help my bobble pooch out really good, and place a single crochet. Now we're going to go directly into the next stitch here for our single crochet, but we're not going to finish out the stitch. We're going to grab our yarn and pull up a loop, and now we're going to switch to our white yarn. Okay, I'm going to grab my white yarn and finish out this single crochet stitch with my white. Now our next stitch is going to be a bobble, but we're going to be using our white yarn this time. So pull your tails to the back of your work. This is the back. The bobbles pooch out on the front. And place another bobble stitch in the next space. So just like our first bobble stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. That's 3. Hope you can see that. And 1 more is 4. I'm going to pull this little tail there to make sure it's nice and tight. Grab our yarn and pull through all 5 loops on our hook. Then we're going to start a single crochet down here in the next space, but we're not going to finish it. We're going to pull the white to the back, pull up our blue to finish out the stitch. Now we're going to place a bobble stitch in the next space here, but we are going to work over our white yarn. So we will be working over our white yarn for all of our blue stitches now, so we can have it at the ready when it's time to make another white bobble. So I'm going to make another blue bobble right here, but you can see that I'm working over my white yarn. It's called carry your yarn. So I'm carrying my white. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, still going over our white. Perfect. And then we're going to bobble in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through all of them. Now we are going to place our single crochet in the next stitch, grab our yarn, pull up a loop, but we're not going to finish it out. We're going to finish it out with the white. So we're going to pull our blue to the back and finish out the stitch with our white. And then we're going to do another bobble stitch in the next space, this time with our white. And 4. Pull through all the loops on our hook. Get ready for a single crochet, but drop the white, pick up the blue, and finish out the stitch. Now we're going to finish out this row. For the rest of this row, row 3, we're going to continue doing single crochet stitch, bobble stitch, single crochet stitch, bobble stitch all the way around. We're going to have 2 more blue bobbles, and then a white bobble, and then 2 more blue bobbles, and that will end out the row. We're going to end with a single crochet because we started with a bobble stitch. I'm going to do this off camera. Remember to carry your white yarn with you as you go. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my white. Then I have a white bobble and then 2 more blue bobbles, and then that will be the end of row 3. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm on my last stitch, which is a single crochet, join into the top of our first stitch, which was a bobble. So we're going to join right here. Okay, chain 1, and now this part's very important. Turn your work. People seem to forget that. Make sure you turn your work. Now we can cut our white yarn, making sure to leave a tail long enough to sew in. We won't need it again until our next bobble row. We have 2 more rows. So row 4 is an increase row. So we're going to increase in the first stitch, which just means 2 single crochets in the same space. So we're going to increase here in the first stitch. 1 and 2. Perfect. And then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to have 30 stitches in the row. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, all the way around, ending with just 1 single crochet and not an increase. Okay, I have 2 stitches left, increase, and then single crochet, join into the top of our first single crochet, and chain 1. Now we have row 5, which I call a grow row. A grow row, which means we're just growing our work. We're not increasing. So this is a grow row. We're just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way around for a total of 30 stitches. Okay, 30 single crochets, join into the top of our first single crochet. Chain 1. Now we have another increase row, which is row 6. So we're going to increase in the first stitch where we just joined. 1 and 2 together, and then we're going to single crochet 1 time in the next 2 stitches. So single and then single in the next one. That is our repeat for row 6. So going to go increase, single, single, 2 single crochets in between each increase stitch. Do that all the way around. And my last repeat is increase, single, single. Now we're going to join into the top of our first single crochet, chain 1, and now we have a very important step. You're going to turn your work. Perfect. Now row 7 is going to be another bobble row. It's going to be just like row 3. We're going to start with a bobble stitch and then a single crochet, then bobble, single. We are going to have a couple color changes. So we're going to do bobble single 5 times with our blue. So that'll be 5 bobble stitches. Then we're going to switch to our white. So do bobble single 5 times with your blue. Okay, just did my 5th bobble. I'm going to do a single crochet, but I'm going to drop my blue, pull it to the back, and grab my white to finish out the stitch. And then I'm going to bobble stitch in the next space using my white this time. Okay, pull through all loops on my hook, go into my next stitch, like I'm going to place a single crochet, but I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to pull my white to the back, grab my blue to finish out the stitch. Perfect. Now we are going to bobble single crochet 6 times with the blue. So bobble single 1, bobble single 2. We're going to do that 6 times, but this time we are working over our white yarn, so don't forget to carry your white because you're going to need it here in a little bit for some more white baubles. 6 times. Okay, I'm finishing out my 6th bobble. Single crochet in the next stitch, but I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to drop my blue. I'm going to grab my white instead. Pull my blue to the back and finish out my stitch with my white. And then we are going to bobble single crochet with white 1 time. And 4, pull through all, go for the single crochet, but we're not going to finish it. We're going to pull our white to the back. We're going to grab our blue and finish out the stitch. Now we are going to bobble single crochet with our blue 6 more times, remembering to work over your white yarn. I keep forgetting that. So bobble single for a total of 6 times, working over your white yarn. Okay, I'm on my 6th bobble. My white's getting conky wampus. There we go. Pull through and then single crochet, drop the blue, pick up the white, finish out the stitch, and then we're going to do a white bobble in the next space. Chain or pull all the way through, single crochet in the next space, pull the white to the back, grab our blue, finish out the stitch with the blue, and then join into the top of our first bobble stitch with our blue here. Chain 1, and the most important step, turn our work. Excellent. Okay, now we can clip our white yarn, and we're going to do 3 more single crochet rows, just like down here, without the bobble rows in between. For row 8, we have another increase row. So we're going to increase in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the same spot, 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do that all the way around. Increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, and we will have 50 stitches in this row. Okay, almost finished. Join into the top of our first single crochet and chain 1. Now for row 9, we are just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way around, again for a total of 50 single crochets. This is a grow row. Okay, last stitch, join into the top of our first single crochet, chain 1. Now we have another increase row. We're going to increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our repeat. We're going to do that all the way around, giving us a total of 60 stitches in the round, and then we're going to come back for another bobble row. Almost done. There we go. Join into the top of our first single crochet, chain 1, and turn your work. Now for row 11, we are going to bobble single 3 times with our blue before we switch to our white. So we'll do 3 sets of bobble singles with blue. Okay, now we're going to drop our blue, grab our white, finish out the stitch, and do a white bobble single. Single crochet, drop the white, pick up our blue to finish out the stitch. Now we are going to bobble single, making sure to go over our white tail 7 times. So do 7 bobble singles with blue, and then we'll switch back to our white. Okay, finishing out my 7th single here, drop my blue, pick up the white. We're going to do 1 bobble single with white. And single, drop the white, pick up the blue, finish out the stitch. Now we are going to bobble single with blue, working over our white. 3 sets of blue, 3 blue bobble singles. I'll just do that one on camera, that's kind of quick. That's 1, working over my white. Bobble single for 2, and last one. Okay, start my single, drop my blue, pick up the white to finish out the stitch. Now we're going to do a white bobble single, and single down here, drop the white, finish out the stitch with the blue. Now we are going to bobble single with our blue and carrying our white for 7 more times, so 7 bobble singles with blue. Okay, and single crochet, join into the top of our first stitch, which was a bobble stitch, chain 1, and turn our work. Now we are getting ready for row 12, which is another increase row. We are going to increase in the first stitch, 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That is going to be our repeat. You're going to do that all the way around, giving us a total of 70 stitches in the row. Okay, my last single crochet, join into the top of our first single crochet and chain 1. Now we have a grow row, so just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, again for a total of 70 single crochets. This is row 13 and it is just a grow row. Okay, join into the top of our first single crochet, chain 1. Now we have another increase row for row 14. We're going to increase in the first stitch, 1 and 2. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will be our repeat. We're going to do that all the way around, giving us a total of 80 stitches in the row. Okay, join to the top of our first stitch, chain 1, and turn our work. Excellent. We're going to start by placing a bobble stitch in the first space, and then a single crochet, but we're not going to finish it, and we're going to switch to white. Then we are going to bobble single with our white, and 4, pull through all, single crochet with the white, drop the white and pick up our blue to finish out the stitch. Now we are going to use our blue for 6 bobble singles, so 6 with the blue, going over your white. Don't forget to go over your white. Okay, I did my 6 blue. Now I'm going to drop the blue, switch to my white, Now we're going to do a white bobble single. And our single here, drop the white, pick up the blue. Now we are going to do 3 bobble singles with our blue. So we're going to do 3 bobble singles with blue. Going over your white. Be sure to go over your white. I forget that almost every single time I switch to white. I almost have to always pull my work back out and remember to crochet over the white. Okay, I did my 3 blue and my 1 white. Now I'm switching back to blue, and we're going to do 5 blue, making sure to go over your white yarn. So let's just do a couple of these off camera. Let's do 5 blue, 1 white, 5 blue, 1 white. Okay? I'm going to do all of those off camera and then we'll come back. So 5 blue, 1 white, 5 blue, 1 white. Make sure to go over your white yarn as you are crocheting so it will be there when you need it. Okay, I did my 5 blue, 1 white, 5 blue, 1 white. Now we are going to do 3 blue, 1 white, 5 blue, 1 white, 5 blue, 1 white. And that is going to finish out the row. So it's going to go 3, 5, 5. And we will do the rest of those, finish out the row, and then come back. Don't forget to go over your white. Okay, I'm on my 5th single bobble repeat here for my blue, my very last one. Single crochet in the last stitch. Join into the top of our first stitch. Chain 1 and turn our work. Oh, it's looking so pretty. Now we are finished with our bobble rows. We just have 3 more single crochet rows and then we're going to join to our ring. For row 16, we are going to increase in the first stitch. Single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be our repeat. We will do that all the way around, giving us a total of 90 stitches in the row. Then we're going to join into the top of our first single crochet. We're not going to turn our work, and we're going to do another grow row. So I'm going to do row 16 and 17 off camera. 16 is increase, single crochet 7, increase, single crochet 7 all the way around, and 17 is just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for a total of 90 stitches in the row. I will come back after I finish row 17. Okay, I just finished row 17, which was single crochet 1 time in each stitch around. Now the pattern, the original pattern says for row 18, we're going to start working around our metal ring. So my tension has changed since I designed this pattern in 2018, 2019. So my circle is quite small. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a tight stretch this small. This is because my tension has changed. Let's go ahead and measure my circle so you can get an idea for yours. And because I feel like my circle is too small, I'm going to do 1 more increase row and then make row 19 the row that I attach to my ring. But let's measure our circle so you can get an idea about how wide mine is. So it's about 8 inches, I'd say. I mean, it might be a little different if we go from the bottom. So all the way to that one, all the way, a little over 8 inches, maybe 8 1/4 we'll say. So I'm going to, if yours is about 8 1/4 as well, I'm going to do 1 more row. You can also do 1 more row with me. It is not in the written pattern, so this is just special for the video watchers only. We're going to chain 1 and we're not going to turn. We're going to increase in the first stitch. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 8 stitches. That's going to give us a total of 100 stitches in the row. And then I'm going to attach it to my ring. Increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It still might be kind of tight even with this extra row. I guess I should have checked my gauge or something. I was worried that that would happen. I knew that I could tweak it though. Worst case, I could add another bobble row if I needed to. I'm going to try to avoid that for the sake of time. So I'm just going to continue doing increase single crochet 8 all the way around, and then we will come back and attach it to our ring. I just completed my new row 18 that I decided to add. Still really small, but I mean, it's definitely going to be better than it was. So we're going to go with this for now. Let's go ahead and measure it just so you guys can have an idea of what we're working with. P.S. If you are eyeballing my cute little crocheted flamingo tape measurer, I bought this from Cracker Barrel. Okay, we're now at 8.5-ish, maybe a little bit over. So we will go with that. I'm going to join it to my circle before I sew in my tails, so my tail sewing doesn't restrict my stretching around my circle. So we're going to join into the top of the first single crochet and chain 1. Now we're going to grab our circle and stick it under our working yarn so we don't get all tangled up. Take the tag off if you have one. Originally in this pattern, it said to increase single crochet all the way around to attach to your ring. I think it's better to just increase in every single stitch, so we're going to do that instead. So to single crochet around your ring, it's just like when you single crocheted working around your extra yarn. So you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, and then you're just going to put your ring on your hook just like that. And I'm going to yarn over, the traditional yarn over. I think it's going to give it a cleaner wrap around the actual ring. And then finish out your single crochet just like you would if the ring wasn't there. And we are going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch going around the ring for every single one of them. And we will have 200 stitches total, but I won't be counting mine. You don't have to count yours either. Just do 2 single crochets in each stitch. After I do a few stitches, I will come back and show you what it's going to look like when it starts to get really stretchy. It's supposed to stretch, just so you know. It is made to be stretched onto the ring so it's nice and taut and it's not loosey-goosey in the middle. This is what we've got so far. The 2 stitches in each stitch gives you very nice coverage around the actual ring. So I'm going to do a few more off camera, and then I will come back and I will show you what it's going to look like when you're stretching it a little bit more. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. I haven't moved it at all. I've just been single crocheting. So I'm going to show you when we start to adjust a little bit. We're going to kind of send them around the ring. And it's going to pull as we go. Going to keep going. Keeping everything nice and taut. I find it's easier to put it between my knees, like up and down like this, like if this was my knees. It's kind of like this. It's easier for me to crochet it that way than it is flat like this on a table. But I just wanted to show you the little scooching around for a second. And I'm going to keep going. And when we get closer to the end, it's going to be a really tight pull. And we're going to have to do some adjusting just like this. And then pulling and adjusting, which I will show you as it comes. I wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like from this angle. This is easier for me to attach it than flat on a table because I can kind of pull and stretch my work up to my ring as I go. And if things get real weird, I can hold on to my ring with my legs, maybe. I guess like this would be the best way. I hope that this is giving you a little bit of a better understanding of how I hold it when I'm not on a table. Let me see if I can get you another angle here. Okay, now it's starting to get kind of tight and pulled, as you can see. So I'm just going to kind of scooch the stitches around and then pull as I go. It's going to be very tight. My circle was a little small. I probably should have went up a hook size, honestly. Okay, still going right on around. I have found that it's easier for me if I hold my work with my fingers like this, and I hold my yarn like this. And that helps me keep it kind of close. It's, like I said, it's easier not on a table, but trying to let you guys get an idea of what's happening. We're just going to continue to do this all the way around until we get 2 stitches in every single space and our piece is fully attached to our metal ring. Just keep scooting and pulling. We're almost done. Oh, it's perfect. That's going to be the perfect tautness. I like it. Okay, so my 8.5 circle is working beautifully. We are almost done here. Just got to keep single crocheting. So I'm very happy with the size of the circle. I'm glad that I didn't go up a hook size with my tension. This is going to give us a nice taut circle that's not droopy in the middle. That will make a very beautiful wall hanger. So I kind of wanted to show you guys this last little bit, but it's very difficult to do on a table. Ugh, I do much better holding it up in my lap. So I might just have to come back one more time with it completed. But I don't think you need to see it. I think you got it. I think you can do it. So I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, and then we'll join into the top, and then we'll be done with the circle. Ta-da! We have fully single crocheted around our metal hoop. Now we can just kind of finagle the stitches so they are nice and evenly dispersed and nothing's too clumpy or stretchy in any one area, right? There we go. Easy peasy. Join into the top of our first single crochet and tie off. Now we can sew in our tails. Well, come on, there. Now we can sew in our tails, add our fringe and pom-poms, and our festive America-inspired wall hanger is complete. So I'm just going to use this tapestry needle. I'm going to sew in a couple tails here on camera, probably just the one. I'll do the rest off camera for the sake of time. So just thread your tail onto your tapestry needle. And I like to go under the loops of my magic circle just to kind of re-secure the magic circle. Okay. So I will be sewing in all the rest of these tails off camera, just going in between the fibers of our stitches, making sure I don't accidentally pop out into the front side of my work. We'll do all this off camera, and then we'll come back for fringe and pom-poms. Okay, all of my tails are sewn in, looking good. Now we are going to make our pom-poms. I will be using this pom-pom maker by Clover, which I showed at the beginning of the video. This has the number 65 on it. I don't know. It has the number 65 on it. I have a full video tutorial showing you guys how to use these pom-pom makers. So if you've never used one before and you need to watch that video, I will link it down below for you, and I will pop up a little card here on screen if you want to check it out through that link. And then you can come back and finish this video if you'd like. But I'm going to make 2 whites and 2 reds using this pom-pom maker. And then we will also be making our fringe. So let's go make our pom-poms, and then we'll come back and make and add our fringe to our wall hanger. Okay, I have my 5 pom-poms made, 3 reds and 2 whites. Now I'm going to work on cutting my fringe. Like however long you want your fringe to be from your piece, you got to double that for your piece of yarn. So on this one, my fringe hangs down about a foot. So it would be a 2-foot long piece of yarn that I cut and then attached, because when you attach it, it is doubled over. A quick way to cut a lot of fringe really fast is to get a template, like a piece of cardboard that is the size of your desired length, and then wrap your yarn around it and then cut across one end of it, and then you'll have a whole bunch of pieces that are the right length, and you can make them all at once. This is the pattern we're going to go for: red, white, red, white, red. Looks like there's about 15 to 17 pieces of yarn. Some of them are varying. So we'll go ahead and cut some yarn just for this sample to show you guys how to attach your fringe once you get them all cut out. And again, it's better to go longer than shorter because you can always trim it, right? So I'm gonna go about right here for my fringe. I'd say it's a little bit more than 2 feet, but I can trim it if and when I need to. So to attach your fringe to your piece, you're going to insert your hook into one of the stitches like that. Grab your fringe. After you fold it in half, there's going to be like a little loop created. Grab your fringe through the loop, pull it through the stitch on your hook, grab the yarn again, pull it through the loop you just created all the way through this time, and close it up. And that is how we are going to attach our fringe. I did come in through the bottom or the back side of our work here. So go in through the back side, and that's going to create this nice pretty knot on the front side of your work. So when I attach my fringe, I like to do 2 pieces in one stitch, 1 piece in the next stitch, 2 pieces in the next stitch, 1 piece in the next stitch. I think that gives it a nice full look. That's just personal preference. You can do your fringe however you like, but after you attach all of your fringe, we're going to attach our pom-poms. Very easy, just pull these 2 tails into your work, knot them in the back, then either just cut them or sew them in a little bit so you can't see them anymore. That is how you will finish off your red, white, and blue wall hanger. Super simple, super cute, makes a big statement, would look so pretty on a front porch as a door hanger for the summertime. Let's go ahead and hop on over in front of my yarn wall, and I will do your little send-off video. That's all I have for today, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you liked this video and found it helpful and easy to follow. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer every single one of them. While you're hanging out in the comments, I would just love to know your opinion. Which wall hanger do you like better? The American flag wall hanger or the watermelon wall hanger? Which one of these is summer vibes to you? Let me know in the comments because I'm just curious. If you like free crochet patterns and crochet business tips, be sure to click that subscribe button so you do not miss a single video. We try to put them out every week here at A Crafty Concept, and I'm doing my best, so fingers crossed I am able to stay with that schedule throughout the summer. That's all I have for you today, friends. I hope you have a great day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.